All right, so get this. Trump coins.
From coins.
Yeah, Trump coins.
Yeah.
Like, and no, not like Bitcoin or anything. We're talking about actual, like, physical coins.
Okay.
With Trump's face on them.
With his face.
Being sold, and get this, for $100 a pop.
100. Wow.
Yeah, $100. You shared some pretty wild stuff with me. News articles, YouTube rants, you name it, even the official product descriptions for these things. So today we got to unpack this whole Trump coin thing, figure out what's really going on here, and why we should even care.
I gotta admit, my first thought was, is this for real? But the more you look at this, the more you start to realize it's not just about some, shiny pieces of metal.
Right.
This whole thing, it's like this weird intersection of politics and fandom with a little sprinkle of economics thrown in.
So let's dive into this Trump coin, huh? The articles are calling them limited edition collectibles, minted in the USA, naturally.
But first.
And apparently designed by, well, the man himself. Each coin boasts a very beautiful face, and I'm quoting that directly from the product description, by the way, not my words.
Okay, great.
It even comes with, get this, a certificate of authenticity.
Oh, yeah.
And a fancy pouch.
Wow. $100.
$100. But here's the kicker. The actual silver in these coins, probably worth about $30 maybe.
Oh, wow. So you're telling me there's a $70 markup for the...
For the privilege, for the Trump premium.
The Trump premium, yeah. Well, if you think about it, this whole thing of leaders putting their faces on currency, it's nothing new, right? I mean, think about Roman emperors, right? Their faces were all over their coins.
Right, right.
And it wasn't just about, practicality. It was about, projecting power. Like, hey, look at me. I'm in charge.
Right, like holding a tiny piece of the empire right there in your hand.
Exactly.
It's amazing how something so, tangible can represent something so, abstract. And it's not just ancient history either.
Yeah.
One of the YouTube comments, this guy was going off calling these Trump coins totems.
Totems.
Yeah, totems. Like they're part of some ritual or something, a way to show allegiance.
Interesting.
Right. Like what does owning this coin say about you?
Yeah, what does it mean?
What group are you part of? It's more than just the metal itself. It's a statement.
It's a statement. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where things start to get really interesting. Because it's like this, seemingly meaningless object, but it taps into all these deeper social and psychological currents.
Speaking of questionable purchases, let's talk about this whole Trump coin thing. Turns out it might be just the tip of the iceberg.
Really?
Yeah, one article I saw said there's a ton of Trump merch out there.
Oh, really? Like what?
Watches, NFTs, sneakers, you name it, they've got it with Trump slapped on it.
Huh. So it's like a whole brand.
A whole brand. It's kind of wild. They were even selling this diamond watch, went for like $100 grand.
$100,000 for a watch.
Yeah, with Trump's signature on it. Who's buying that, right?
Right. I mean, that's a lot of money.
And then, get this, there's this fight, fight, fight cologne.
Fight, fight, fight. What, is that like a campaign slogan or something?
It gets weirder, apparently. It's inspired by the assassination attempt.
No way. Seriously.
Seriously. They're even quoting Trump's people in this article saying it embodies strength, determination, and the unwavering spirit of a true leader.
Wow, that's something.
It's a whole marketing thing, It makes you wonder about this whole merch game, though.
Yeah, where do you draw the line?
Is it just harmless fun, people showing support?
Or is it, I don't know, a bit much?
Yeah, are they taking advantage of people? And how does this all play into the 2024 election?
Good question. Is this merch funding a campaign? Or is the campaign just a way to sell more merch?
It's hard to say, and it makes you think about transparency. Are they being upfront about where the money's going?
And what about conflicts of interest? Especially with him getting into crypto, too, like the article mentioned.
It's a whole other can of worms, right? It's easy to get lost in all this, right? The coins, the cologne, the crypto.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just Trump. But it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
About us.
What does it say about us that people are buying this stuff?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It goes way beyond just one guy or one election.
It's bigger than that, yeah.
It's like this weird mix of politics, fandom, and just buying stuff.
And we're swimming in it, you know? Constantly bombarded with messages, all trying to get our attention, get us to spend money.
Yeah, exactly. And how do you even tell the difference anymore?
Right.
Between actual genuine support and a marketing scheme?
I get it. Buying a t-shirt for a cause you believe in.
Sure, yeah.
It's like you're doing something,
Yeah.
Showing your support.
Right, but when does it become too much? When does it stop being about the cause and just become about while spending money.
That's the line, isn't it?
And with so much information flying around, how can you even be sure what's real anymore?
It's overwhelming, which is why we have to be so careful. Think for ourselves.
Think for ourselves, yeah. And be critical about, well, everything.
Of everything we see, everything we hear, everything we buy.
Exactly. So, like, we dug deep into these Trump coins and all this merch.
All wild ride.
Yeah, and it's not really about the stuff itself, you know? It's about the bigger picture, right? This blurring of lines between politics and business and fandom and how easily we can get swept up in it all.
And how important it is to take a step back.
To take a step back, yeah. To think critically. Especially now, when everything's moving so fast.
Because at the end of the day, the most valuable thing we have isn't money, it's not coins or crypto or whatever.
It's our judgment, our ability to think for ourselves.
Exactly. Don't let anyone take that away from you.
Yeah.